Okay, hello everyone and welcome back to Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, and today we're going to be doing a somewhat historical battle for once. This is going to be a Greek phalanx versus a horde of barbarians. So on the one hand here we have got around 51 hoplites with their long sarissas in a 17 by 3 deep phalanx. We're here on one of the farmer maps because it's got this very nice gap between the pathway in and the cornfield, which is perfect for placing a phalanx in. So I've put down a pretty standard phalanx here. Like I said, 17 by 3 deep of hoplites, supported by 17 peltasts for some ranged Greek support, and they've got some. They've just got some standard bearers just to keep them in place. Behind them on the hill here, we have got some hoplite levies in. Well, this is like a backup phalanx, as it were, on the victory point, the hill. So yeah, we've got some hoplite levies on one flank, we have got some mercenary hoplites on the other, and the main centre front line here is made up of Spartan hoplites, with a couple of standard bearers just to keep these guys in place as well. And going up against them, we have got the Barbarian Horde. This is a combination of mercenaries and Celts from my Celtic faction. So we have got some Celtic warriors, which are these guys with the green shield. They've got a short spear and a round shield. And these are these guys here. Along with them we have got some Germanic axemen. These guys are most certainly the best unit out of all of these. They've got a one-handed axe. They've also got a sort of black and light blue half and half round shield. So those guys are big scary barbarians. We have also got some mercenary warband, which are these guys. I've not used them much because I only recently made them, but yeah, these guys based off of the mercenary unit from Total War Rome 2. So they have got again a short spear, and they've got red shields, and they're also they have got stripy trousers and no top. So yeah, there's those guys, and then we have also got some Celtic two-handed swordsmen with their larger sword. They are bigger, scarier barbarians, but again, they don't have a shirt, and none of these guys have got any armor, but a bunch of them have got shields. In fact, all of them except for the swordsmen have got shields. And this is the horde. This is the absolute complete horde going up against the phalanx. The phalanx has only failed once. The phalanx failed once when I put them against the English, because the English, I gave them pikemen. Which, yeah, made the phalanx obsolete, because you have got boys with even longer pointy sticks compared to these guys. But the Celts do not have that luxury. They've just got a unruly bunch of barbarian warriors. So yeah, well-disciplined armies haven't worked so far against the phalanx. So let's just pit them up against a load of big hairy barbarians. 250 barbarians to be precise, with the nearly 30,000 cost. Versus 111 Greeks with a nearly 14,000 cost. Honestly, this might be the one to break the phalanx just through sheer weight of numbers. However, as to how many casualties they'll take doing it, I don't know. Don't forget as well, the barbarians have got the foolish jump ability, so they will likely launch themselves from very far to get at this hoplite phalanx, and they will be coming in drips and drabs, which may or may not help the phalanx, but here we go. So this time I didn't give the attackers any sort of range support. Previous times they've had range support. In this case, only the Greeks have got them, and only a small amount of peltasts. So this really is a battle just to see melee on melee who will come out on top. So in goes the first volley of peltasts. Yeah, they claim some casualties. That's always good. Always good to take down the enemy's number as much as you can before the main assault. And in goes the first few barbarians charging against the phalanx, which is going to push back. Yeah, oof. Barbarians doing cartwheels here. getting into the rear lines, and in they start to come. This is going to happen for a while because we have got a lot of barbarians to get through here. We're rushing against the Phalanx, and the Phalanx is completely broken. the Phalanx is bulged. I mean, it's not exactly broken. It's bulged. Some guys have been catapulted due to the physics, which also probably then isn't helped by the slow motion. I believe the slow motion does make some things break. Which includes the velocity, apparently, of charging units. So, yeah, we've got these barbarians launching themselves at the Greeks. They really want to get to grips with this Phalanx. They're getting everywhere. They're surrounding the Phalanx. They're outflanking it. I mean, the barbarians here could be the ones to do it just because of their foolish jump ability, and also the fact that they are, well, their sheer weight of numbers. Not to mention the fact that they are actually getting around the flanks. What the hell's that? Oh, that's a shield. I thought someone was attached to that shield, but no, that's just a shield which is gone. Just look at them all. Just look at them. A sea of barbarians. A complete sea of barbarians going up against the well, the civilized Greeks, I suppose you could say. We've got a swordsman here trying to use. Oh no, this is a Germanic Axeman. Germanic Axeman trying his best to go up against the Phalanx. I mean, just look at them. Just look at them. They're getting swarmed. The Greeks are getting swarmed. The Phalanx is going to have to hold here, if anything. I mean, the attackers are definitely suffering casualties, but, well, there goes one of the hoplites. It's very difficult to see what's happening because just the sheer weight of numbers is just pushing through the Phalanx, which, I mean, it makes sense. In this game, of course, there is no such thing as morale. I mean, you can just push as many units against something until the sheer weight of numbers means that no matter how good that thing is, just you will win the day because you have more bodies to throw at them. The Soviet tactic, I suppose you could say. The Soviet tactic is working well for the Celts here because, well, for all of their tactics and long pointy sticks, the sheer weight of the sheer weight of naked and half-naked men armed with a variety of weaponry is proven to be a bit more effective. Yeah, they're just completely pushing through the Phalanx. The Phalanx is being pushed back. It is just getting constantly pushed back. I don't even know who's still alive under here. Someone is, no doubt. I mean, there's probably bound to be some hoplite or two. That's some poor Greek man trapped under there. But yeah, the warband, all of the Celtic warriors, the Germanic Axemen, they're all just pushing. Phalanx back here is basically broken up. They don't want what's happening. We've got one dead hoplite who's been chucked back this way. We've still actually got one of the standard bearers still alive here. He's trying to rally the failing defence that's going on around him. I think for the most part the only Greek units left alive are... well, it's not that guy. The only guys still alive here are going to be they're going to be the peltasts. We've got shields going everywhere. We've got a hoplite. Hoplite got wheeling through the air because of the physics of tabs just being thrown around. We've just got a sea of barbarians managing to push through the Phalanx. I mean, this is the first time that the Phalanx has failed, and I mean, it through no fault of its own, really. It's just through the sheer weight of numbers of the barbarians. There's definitely some barbarian casualties in here, but 250 barbarians going up against a 51-man Phalanx is not not good odds. Not good odds. I mean, they did all right against the samurai, against the Japanese, but then there were less Japanese, and well, not all of the 180 or so Japanese men were pure melee. These guys are all just melee barbarians with reckless anger and... oh, in they go against the Mercenaries and the few Spartans that have been pushed forwards. I mean, the Spartans are going to be a tougher nut to crack. I mean, it's going to be several Celts per... oh, they're bringing a banner with them. It's going to be several Celts per Spartan here. And the levies are just going to get absolutely wrecked, as are the mercenaries over here. As we can see, some of them tangling with some Germanic axemen here. I mean, some Germans have gone all the way from the deep forests of Germania to come and fight in Greece. I mean, they've travelled quite a way to fight some men with long pointy sticks. In go the levies, in go some of the Spartans as well, coming up against this flank. I mean, yeah, we've got the standard bearer trying to do his best. We've got we've got one of the swordsmen here, tangling with one of the Spartans. Over here, these guys swarming over someone trapped down here. Don't know who, but they're very unlucky to have this amount of barbarians crushed on them. Over here, the Spartans, I mean, they're trying their best. As we can see, one of them there head-butting one of the swordsmen, doing his best to do what he can. There's one of the mercenaries. Oof. We've got a Spartan there, trapped and tripped over. Got a Germanic axeman here standing up. I mean, they're spilling out into the cornfields. We've got bodies in the cornfields. Actually, we've got a. Is he dead? No, he's just a guy who's charged in. Oh, have they managed to kill? No, they haven't. There's someone trapped under there. I'm sure they'll eventually kill them. Over here, the levies are doing their best. We've obviously got this one Spartan. He's managed to kill off one of the swordsmen. And both of the swordsmen, actually. Oh, there goes a levy. We've got another levy over here who is still alive. Yes, he is. He's still alive. He's here with the swordsman. Yeah, here with the swordsman. The mosh pit still going on. Yeah, no big surprise there. Got Germanic axeman and a swordsman going up against the standard bearer. Oh, there goes a Celtic shield right there. And I mean, the standard bearer's doing his best to stay alive. I'm surprised he's remained alive so far. But in comes a warband. In comes a warband, sticks him with a spear. Over here, last stand of the Spartan. He's going up against overwhelming odds. They are only hairy barbarians, but he's outnumbered by like 10 to 1. And yeah, no matter how good this Spartan happens to be, he's not going to last forever. I mean, he's statistically a lot better in every way than these barbarians, but the barbarians, again, just overwhelming weight of numbers. As we can see from this clump. As we can see from the clump of barbarians that are crowded over someone down here. Can we see him? I don't know, it's someone. It's gonna be a hoplite, because his Sarissa's probably got stuck. Over here, nope, barbarians going up against this well, at least trying to go up against this one last standard bearer. I mean, maybe if these guys can kill whoever's under there, maybe we'll see exactly how many casualties they've taken in that area, because right now these guys are obscuring the view. But the Spartan did die over there, and it looks like most of the forces over here are going to join the ever-growing Celtic ball of Celtic ball of warriors. And then over here, yeah, they've cut down. They've completely cut down the one remaining standard bearer, which means that they are all going over here to try and kill whoever's stuck under here. And someone's spear will find out eventually. Someone's spear will manage to kill whoever's stuck under here, but it might be a while. So this might go on for some time. I've just gone to see who is under them. I just cameraed down and just pressed F to see who's trapped under there, and it is indeed a poor hoplite who is trapped under there. I mean, at this point you might as well just surrender. But yeah, they're probably not going to get to him for a while because of just how many barbarians there are left there. So we'll just go over it now, I suppose. The remains of the battle. Oh, there you go. They did actually manage to get him. Just as I say that, they managed to. Someone's spear managed to finish off the hoplite that was under here. So yeah, that's the end result. This is the total remaining Celtic units. It's a complete ball, and I have absolutely no idea who out of what barbarian forces is left here. We can see a lot of swordsmen. You can tell who is the swordsman because they've got this sort of darker blonde hair. So all of the dark blonde hairs are Celtic swordsmen, all of the light blonde hairs are just Celtic warriors. All of the well, all of the grayer-haired units are Germanic Axemen, and then the remaining brown-haired ones are mercenary warband. But yeah, this is the ball. This is the ball that remains. As for the casualties, they did suffer a couple of early casualties here, like 4 or 5 from the opening volley of peltar shots. We've got a random hoplite who's managed to get himself launched all the way over here and half stuck in the ground. So yeah, not sure how you manage that. As for the front line, there's not too many hoplites here where the phalanx started, in between the two stones, the two main pillar stones. There's not all too many hoplites. There are quite a few more dead Celts, however. But then when you start looking at the pushback, here's where you start seeing all of the Greek casualties. As you can see here, they're just pushed up against each other, and the sheer weight of numbers and the closer ranged weapons of most of the Celts just were able to overpower the hoplites as they got pushed back steadily to here, where you can see poking out from under here we've got a bunch of dead hoplites. That's not to say that we don't see a lot of dead Celts. There are a lot of dead Celts here, and all around, as we can see, there's an Axeman here on the floor, but he's not dead. He's just fallen over. The fighting obviously spilled out into the cornfield, as we can see. Actually, at the base of the hill, there's actually quite a few Celtic casualties, as we can see. There's, dead warband there. We've got a dead Celtic warrior. We've got a couple of dead Axemen here, coming all the way around the base of the hill here. There's just so many Celtic casualties I can't even tell. And again, over here, the same with where a couple of Spartans and some of the mercenaries were found. Were making their stand. Here they tried their best. They have got some Celtic casualties on their side here, but even so, did not do all too well for them. There's even a hoplite who's managed to get himself launched over here, or is that no? That's not a Spartan. That's a regular hoplite. Tell from the white plume on his helmet. Obviously, very few casualties actually on the hill themselves. They've got a Spartan here somehow. Who are you? No. Here's the guy that made his last stand here against the Celts here. I mean, most of these casualties here around him are ones dealt by him, maybe 1 or 2 by the levies that were over here, but mostly the Spartan here managed to take out 6 or 7 by himself. We've got another Spartan down here. We've got another, I think that's actually 2 Spartans here. I can't really tell, the corn's in the way, so is that? No, that's a levy by the looks of his bronze. Bronze chest plate. Yeah, as for total casualties, I'd say it's probably about equal. I'd say there's probably about, for the 100 or so dead Greeks, there's probably about the same amount of Celts. Possibly slightly more, possibly slightly less. Again, I can't really tell because there's this big ball of just Celtic warriors here. So I can't really tell how many is left here. They're not exactly spread out, they're just in a massive ball. Oh, there's actually a warband still alive here. Hello, friend. Yeah, strange. Warband sitting there. Yeah, so there's that. The Greeks put up a good fight, but when it came down to it, the Phalanx just could not hold against sheer weight of numbers. The Barbarian just horde attack tactic was successful this time. They did suffer quite a few casualties doing it, but they did indeed manage to break through the Phalanx. Yeah, probably with around the same number of casualties. We've actually got a Celtic warrior here, trapped under his dead comrades, which is probably not something you want. But yeah, there you go. So yeah, that was just another Phalanx video. I'll thank you all for watching, and goodbye.